Kwekwe Kinawaya, Miigwech Gibajayik Dibikkan. So thank you everybody for coming out this evening. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with my little sessions that I've done over the years. But tonight is our first session since the summer break. So I will back up a little bit and talk a little bit about who I am and how I come to do this work tonight. And so what I'd like to say is, Kwekwe Jen. What I'd like to say is that at the top of the agenda, which is not on the picture, which is fine, thank you, Heidi, the Temiagama Anishinaabemowin Oct is the Temiagama or Anishinaabemowin Language Commission. So we are a commissioned group from the community through the leadership to bring Anishinaabemowin revitalization efforts, preservation efforts, and documentation efforts to the community language. And so one of the ways we do it is to host language lessons and language sessions over the years. And in regards to these sessions, I like to call them Moving Beyond Kwekwe and Miigwech, because we are very good at using those words and encourage people to step out of their comfort zones and go beyond that. So that being said, we will chat a little bit about me. So most of you know me. I've been an educator in the community for very close to 30 years, not quite 30 years, but I've just started my 27th year at the school, and have been around Makomanising, which is Bear Island, for very close to 30 years. Didn't name John Turner Jinkaza. So my husband is John. His name is John Turner, which you are all either related to or you know. So how I come to do these sessions is John and I have worked many over the years since I've first come around with our interest and involvement with language, and over the years with experience from my teaching career, I've come to find a niche with language and an opportunity to explore our passion for language. And so that brings me to our commission, which I'm the chair of our commission. And, you know, John and I are always learning and trying to bring value to Anishinaabemowin in our home and amongst ourselves. And that extends our journey into the community as well. So that's how that brings me here to share, you know, what little I know, and which as a second language learner, you figure out pretty quickly. There's a lot out there to know. So that being said, that's who I am and how I come to share what I do. And what I wanted to say is, in regards to learning Anishinaabemowin and whatever journey you're on with learning, I would hope that these small, simple sessions are one step in the opportunities you find for yourself, because there are many opportunities, whether it's courses, one-on-one learning from fluent speakers, online initiatives and books. Some people learn good from books and DVDs and those sorts of things. So, you know, for me, and hopefully if you're geared into doing the real work, that this is not your end all and be all, but really just a part of broadening your scope with your learning, and that you find these other avenues that really bridge that gap for you. So that being said, I always like to start with either a video, but this time I sent Heidi some pictures to share. And a big part of being on Dakimanan, which is the homelands of the Temiagama Anishinaabeg. One part about living here for all the years I have and teaching students is our connection to the land. And I just wanted to share some pictures from the recent past, so from the summer and from since school has started back, of some outings we've taken out on the land. That brings an opportunity for learning in a different format and really just learning from experience. So now this one is not on Dakimanan. This is Leisure Farm in Sturgeon Falls. So I just wanted to share that as I work at the daycare in the summer promoting language, and one of the outings I helped plan this summer was the outing to, I would call it Odamin Tiganing or Odamin Tige. So that's like a strawberry farm. And so I would encourage the families to listen and hear, some of the words associated with, listen and learn to the language that can be associated with being at the Odamin Tige, the strawberry farm. Thanks, Heidi. And then this is a picture. Again, I worked at the daycare this summer, and we'd go out on Dakimanan, onto the homelands every now and then. And that's Jamie driving, and that's Xavier Nellis and Ivy Turner. And so we were heading to Gitchewa Skigamuk Wikwedong. We were heading to Big Curve Bay, which is also known as Obabaka Inlet. But the Anishinaabe knows when that it's come to be known on the map and whatnot is Gitchewa Skigamuk Wikwedong, Big Curve Bay. And you can go on to the next picture, please. I think it's of John and Jamie cleaning at so here we are at Obabaka Inlet. Gitchewa Skigamuk Wikwedong, and we were preparing the grounds because we were having a Anishinaabemowin day of events with family and children. So here they are cleaning. And again, when we're there, I am encouraging the use of the Anishinaabe nosewin, the Anishinaabe name of the land, so that brings value to the name. We're used to saying it in English. But I encourage people to know it in Anishinaabemowin as well. So that was part of the goal here, was to learn it as Gitchewa Skigamuk Wikwedong, Big Curve Bay. Okay, next one. And then another connection to land. Now, this is not far from the school. This was one of our September outings. We just walked down to Doug McKenzie's, and we were picking wobmin. We were picking wobminuk, which were our apples from his apple tree. So again, an outdoor experience is learning the word for wobmin or apple, or plural wobminuk for apples, and talking about being on Makomanising being Bear Island. So that was one of our experiential outings. Next one. Is now this one again on Makomanising. We weren't too far again. We were over at the Family Healing and Wellness Center, and this one was a moose tanning, cleaning project that went on throughout the week. They had a special guest come in and get this going. So this is before the moose hunt. This isn't anybody's moose catch that they caught last week at hunt camp or anything. But again, the learning was still there, and it took a week or so. They did 2 of these large hides, and then they followed up with scrubbing them with the brain. So again, the students are picking up some of those words that, I would try to share some of those. Another experiential learning on Makomanising, Bear Island. Next one. So this one is us. Now, John is a TAA second chief of the traditional government of the people here, and I was the facilitator of the Degwagan Assembly for the TAA. It's the fall assembly for the TAA. I was the chairperson of the meeting, and John is second chief. So this is a picture of us out on the land with the meeting, and that's where the meeting was held. And this is at Shining Wood Bay powwow grounds, if you know where the new powwow grounds are. But again, me being there, John being there, we bring in our connection to language. So I don't call it Shining Wood Bay. I call it Wasaksanagama Wikwedong. So there's that word bay again, Wikwedong. I used it earlier with Obabaka Inlet Bay. But again, that connection with language, we're trying to incorporate that value of language and the names of the places. Wasaksana Wikwedong. And do I have any more after that? Okay, let's see. So another connection to Anishinaabemowin language that I like to have done, we did this in September, was bringing the students out to Nodgaming. Nodgaming means across the lake, that place across the lake, but we know it as Friday's Point or Friday's Camp. So we've never been there. I've never been there after my 30 years. The students, some of them have never been there, even though it's just Nodgaming, it's just across the lake. And so it was a special trip to go and get a little bit of history, and Christine shared and talked and showed us some special parts of this place. So Nodgaming was another connection in Anishinaabemowin to the land that we do. And then I think there's one, that's just another picture of Nodgaming. We're pointing out, looking at towards Bear Island there, towards Makominissing. And I think I see one more picture in there. So then here again, this was a community event, but we brought, we work with Anishinaabemowin in bringing that connection to community events. And so here we are promoting language and community and recognition of Orange Shirt Day and Truth and Reconciliation, all together, bringing good stuff together and incorporating value of Anishinaabemowin. So here's just our community picture. This is on Makominissing, which is Bear Island. So so I think that's everything. Just an interesting little snippet for those who, you may not live here, but to know that there is some Anishinaabemowin work going on. There is some Anishinaabemowin value. And that's part of how we see the work the commission does. And that brings us to tonight. Like, this is part of encouraging value for Anishinaabemowin. There is a place for us to use language today in our modern world. And, it's time to come back to it. You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm glad to see people come out and, So miigwech gibajayik. So thank you all for coming, and we'll move on from there. If you have any questions about anything I shared, feel free to just let me know about the work I do or we do, and any of the pictures that I shared. So very good. No questions. We will move on. Okay. One thing I always like to do is start with a Thanksgiving. Some people call it a Thanksgiving prayer. I just call it a Thanksgiving. Some people aren't keen on praying. They don't pray, well, this is a Thanksgiving, and we're really just acknowledging, being thankful for the things around us, So this prayer was shared. Bill Twain, many years ago, would share this prayer, in his work that he did in the community. He taught it to different people. He passed away. Joanne Basho, who has also passed away, she knew it, and she wanted John and I to learn it so we can share it with the children that we work with at the school. And so now we've done that. Like, we incorporate it with the work we do. We had to change some of it because she couldn't remember the full prayer. So we're going to go over it. What I like about what Heidi did here with this picture is, I believe the English part is at the bottom of it. And basically, whatever we say in Anishinaabemowin, that's the direct translation for each of those words. So, for those of you who want to spend a little bit of time, thinking and understanding about what those words mean and how can you use them and what word can you pull out of there, it's a neat little learning tool. And it's a Thanksgiving. And if you're into being thankful and saying it every day, it's something you might want to use. So I'm going to start. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to encourage you to So Heidi just shared that she shared the file, so you can have access to that too, which is great. Miigwech. So I'm going to read it. You can follow along, and then yeah, if you want me to. Well, this session is being recorded, so I was going to say if you wanted me to record it for you, so you could have a copy of hearing me say it, let me know. But this will be posted on the TFN. I'm assuming the website, but probably the app. It's probably accessible in the app, and you could. Okay, I just lost what I was going to say. You could access it there, anyways. Anyways, let's get to it. So, Gachimi Gwech, Gaje Minadu, Gauja Tuch, Dakimanan, K Kinage Gon, Ga Ejnagok Homa Kim Khan, Mitigok, Zagi Hagen, Zebing, Gigo Sug, Beneshi Sug, Wesayug, Gitigos, Shkiki, Minadoshan Sug, Minawach Anishinabek. Widokwiyang, Wewene, Deshkito Yang, We Anishinabem Yang. Miigwech, Gimishayang, Iosabamadzawin. So we'll just go over it. So really, I'm saying exactly, thank you, Creator, for the Kimanan, everything you made, everything here on Earth. And then we list the trees, the lake, river, fish, birds, animals, plants, medicine, bugs, and the Anishinaabe people. We added this part, help us to carefully learn new Anishinaabemowin language. And then we ended it with thank you for giving us a good life. So please use that as you wish and as you would like to, as a learning tool or a thankful tool. Very good. Thanks, Heidi. So I also, when we do our sessions, I like to, if you don't mind, to post the calendar, Heidi, if it worked out all right for you to post it. Talk a little bit about the date in Anishinaabemowin, because for those of you who are a little bit familiar with, calendar and language and understanding it a little bit that way is in the past, our the months would have been more tracked by moons, and it wouldn't have been so reflective of this English calendar style that we are now accustomed to, but more reflective of what's going on during that time. And so at this point of the season, the year, we'd say Nemegoskisis, trout moon, and so it's October, but more reflective would be saying Nemegoskisis, trout moon. So then we would just kind of go through our calendar. Today is the 16th, so I go to our headings of the days of the week. So the Sunday is Minash Tagnuan. The Monday is Shkwa Minash Tagnuan. Tuesday it was Ni Shkwa Minash Tagnuan. Today is Abtuse, which is Wednesday. That sort of means the middle. So we're in the middle of the week. Excuse me. Shpinagan Gishgat will be Thursday. Jibiato Gishgat will be Friday. And Mani Gishgat will be on Saturday. So today is Abtuse. And the number for today is Midachin Shij Goodwatchin. So Nemegus Abtuse Midachin Shij Goodwatchin. So that's kind of our date. Now, what normally happens at our workplaces or at home is somebody's going to say at some point, what day is it today? And, so in Anishinaabemowin, it says it on this calendar here as well. Andi Ejagijagak o Gijagak. Andi Ejagijagak o Gijagak. So we're asking, what day is it today? What's the date today? That's the question. What day is it? Andi Ejagijagak o Gajagak. So I'm not going to put you all on the spot, but I'm going to pick somebody to put on the spot. I'm going to pick Taylor to put on the spot. So Taylor, Andi Ejagijagak o Gajagak.
Name Gugijas Abtuse Medashin Shej Goodwashin.
Miigwech, and you said that very well. So that was well done. So this, just keep in mind, it's a neat way to incorporate Anishinaabemowin, even if you're just incorporating the month. Instead of saying October, you answer Nemegoskisis, you know what I mean? Or if you're up to say, instead of saying Wednesday, you're incorporating Anishinaabe there. So something for you to consider, and asking what day it is comes up often, especially as someone like my husband gets older. He's always saying, what day is it? Forgetting the dates and everything. So, but anyways, so we will move on from there. So another thing that I like to do, because it's the best way to tell a little bit about ourselves, is to learn how to introduce yourself in Anishinaabemowin. And what I like about it is when you're meeting somebody, you're meeting either at meetings, ceremony, circles, work, on the street, wherever. It gives you an opportunity to demonstrate that you value language. If you step in with who you are in Anishinaabemowin, and if you don't know how to do that already, then it's a great place to start, because what's more important in our world than telling who we are and then doing it in Anishinaabemowin? So my introduction's kind of lengthy, because we practiced quite a bit on here. And but when it comes, I'm going to make you go around and see if you want to participate and say it as well. Not make you say it, but encourage you to say it. And say whatever you are comfortable saying, because maybe that's too much. Like what I'm going to say might be too much. Maybe you're just good with that first sentence or the first couple of sentences. So you do what you're comfortable with, but I am going to encourage you to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and, practice. So when I do introduce myself, I would use kwe kwe, which is a more reflective greeting of the area here. But that's not to say, you can't say ani, anin, bojo, wenabojo, kwe. There's all kinds of different ways of saying it depending where you're from and who your teachers have been. So I'll say kwe kwe, Patsy, Turner, and Dishnakaz, Makomanising and Dayan, which means I live on Bear Island. Like right now, that's where I live. Sturgeon Falls and Donjaba, or I could say Sturgeon Falls and Donje. And that just means that's where I come from. Like I grew up in Sturgeon, so Sturgeon Falls, Donjaba. I'm from Nipissing, and my clan, I would say Migazit and Dodem. That means my clan is Eagle. And then, but if you don't know your clan, then you don't include that part. You just leave it out. That part of your journey is to, figure out what your clan is, and that, which would be neat if you could, and then you could include it in your introduction. The next one is Laura Mackenzie Learning Center in Do Mikamo. So what I'm saying there is I work at the Laura Mackenzie Learning Center, Homa Makomanising. So that's right here on Bear Island. Hey, my numbers changed that I'm about to say here compared to last year. Non-midna do sit bonez. I just turned 50 this summer, so non-midna is 50. I am no longer in Nimdana land. I'm no longer in the 40s. So non-midna don't sit bonez. So I'm 50 years old. Kinoma ge kwen dao, Nishnabe kwen dao, mama and Dao. So what I'm saying there is what I am. So I am, some people want to describe who they are. You might say, I am a Anishinaabe man. I didn't say I'm a Anishinaabe man. What I said I was a Anishinaabe kwe. And then I said, I'm a teacher. I am a mother. So you want to include whatever is comfortable for you. If you're a chief or something, you could say Ogima and Dao, I'm a chief. If you're a boy, you could say Guiozes and Dao. Whatever you want to describe yourself as. All right. So that's who I am. That being said, let's take a little time to go through everybody here and give everybody a chance to say what part you're comfortable with, okay? So we're going to go to the end of my little Zoom line here, and I'm going to start with Angel. Kway, Angel.
Kway, Patsy.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot to introduce yourself.
Okay. Angel and Dishnika, Mako Minithing and Dunjaba.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, Mansi and Dodam. And yeah.
That's great.
I don't know how to say I work at the store.
Okay, so you would say now store is the Pier Market, right? So you could say the Pier Market Do Mikamo.
Pier Market and Do Mikamo.
Yeah. And then and you're not in school, so I don't think you're in school, Angel, so you wouldn't have to say anything there. If you don't want to say how old you are, leave it out. So that's good, Angel. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's everything.
Miigwech.
No.
Miigwech, Angel. Okay, I'm going to go to Jen Pishabo. Can I put you on the spot, Jen?
Hi, yes, or Kway, yes, you can.
Okay, tell us who you are.
Kway, Jennifer Nadijnakai. Dunjaba Makumanising.
Yeah. And you could also just say Makomanising Dunjaba as well. You could flip it if you wanted, but that was fine. We understood you.
Ndo Mikamu.
Yeah.
Doreen Ponce Health Center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nda Anishinaabemowin.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Awesome. Miigwech.
Okay, we're gonna go to our next person here. I think is going to be Amanda. Kway, Amanda.
Kway, Amanda and Dishnakaz. Oh gosh, Monsi and Do. Or wait. Makuma Nissing and Diane. Makuma Nissing and Dunjaba. Oh gosh, Monsi and Dodam. Doreen Potts Health Center. Indo Mikamo. I don't know how to say how old I am. I'll leave that one out.
Yeah, leave it blank.
Kukamis and Dao.
Cool, yeah.
Miigwech.
That was well done, Amanda. And if you wanted to say how old you are and you don't know like the numbers, like you can't say 30 or whatever, then just say it in English. 36 no sitbones. But you don't have to say how old you are. We're good. Miigwech, Amanda. Kway, snake dust. How you doing? You're on mute. There you go. So let's hear who you are. Interesting. We can't hear you. Yeah. Even though you're off mute, for some reason, we can't hear you. So why don't you play with that? See if you can figure it out, and then we'll come back to you after, okay? Okay. Taylor, Kway, Taylor.
Kway, Patsy. Taylor Indigenous Snanaimo Undayan, Dakimonan Undonjaba, Atik Undodam, Vancouver Island University Undokinamagosis.
Mm-hmm.
29. Mine's also gone up.
That's a good thing.
Teme Agama Anishinaabemowin and Dao.
Well said. Miigwech. And Lindsay and Tina. Kway, Anishinaabe.
Morning.
Nin.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Kway. Tina, what, Nadisnakas? Temiskaming First Nation in Diane, Toronto, Nadunjaba. I guess as that's where I brought up.
Mhm.
Migizi Dotem, Nedo Mikamo, Pedabin Daycare Nedo Kinu Magos.
Yep.
Let's see. I am Nani Mandana Nishwi.
Yeah.
Uh,
And if you wanted to,
Anishinaabe.
oh, very good, Ndao. Very good. Nistotun, I understood you. Miigwech.
Let's see.
Gintam.
Your turn.
Okay, Lindsay Cody, Indishnikas. When was I? So does that mean like where I'm from and Diane?
So yeah, that's like where you're living. Like maybe
Oh,
you're living in
ultimate-
Temiskaming First Nation. Maybe
Temiskaming First Nation and Diane.
Maybe-
Makumasin
don't you?
Jaba.
Yeah.
Uh,
And your clan, whatever.
Mangdorum.
Yeah.
Temesco and
Mikomo?
Mikamu. And what's that?
Yeah.
I don't go to school.
So skip that one.
Okay.
If you want to
And
say how
do-
old you are.
And do sit wounds.
Yeah.
Very old.
Eh-heh.
I don't know how to say 62.
Gitchinishnaabek, you're older Indian.
Anishinaabe, Nini, no.
Eh-heh.
Oh.
Miigwech, well said. And our co-host here, Heidi Gintam.
Quick. I just wanted to add a side note.
Mhm.
Trevor Snake Dust is Trevor Snake Dust. He's a sort of a member who's reconnecting. I just met him over virtually, basically. So it's good to see you here. Sometimes it helps when you leave and then come back into the meeting if you're having interruptions with your microphone. So that's an option.
Good point.
I can't hear you, but anyway, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Heidi Dishnakas, Komanising in Dayan, Red Lake and Donjaba, Jishigwe and Doram, Mino Wabadan, Gaming, Mawanja Hidwinning, Ndo Mikamo, Nimdana Shij Nishin, Ndo Nsitbonez, Temyagama Nishnabe, Kwe Ndao.
Mm-hmm. Very good, Miigwech. So Trevor, how about you jiggle with that a little bit longer? Maybe you sign out and see if you can.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah. Okay,
Hey.
quick, Trevor.
Wait. Technology is not a strong suit for me. My
That's
apologies.
okay. You're doing fine.
All right. Okay, so Kwekwe, Trevor Indishnakas, Vancouver and Diane. And Diane.
Mm-hmm.
Mung Dodam.
Mm-hmm.
That's as far as I can
That's
get.
fine.
Self-employed.
Yeah, self-employed Joe Mikamo.
Don't make them all. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
And no school for me. I
Yeah.
am 79. What's that? 45 and do.
Yeah. Don sit bonez.
Enset.
Yeah.
Bonez?
Don sit bonez.
Don set bonez.
Yeah.
45 don set bonez.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And it's nabe no.
Miigwech.
Miigwech.
One thing that's interesting about when we talk, say how old we are and talk about how old we are, we're measuring in winters. So in that word in don sit bone, if you know the word for winter as babone, it means, you're counting the winters of how old you are. So you're really saying you're 62 winters or 50 winters or whatever. But another interesting point about the word babone is that it really has to do with meaning it stops. Something is stopping. And really in wintertime, that's what's going on, right? growth stops. The snow's covering everything. So it's a time of year where things stop. And that's really what we're saying when we talk about winter there. Taylor?
If we're talking about how many winters we've seen, then you're 49 and I'm 28.
Big witch. I'll hang on to that one. Very good. Okay, so we'll move on. And really the next section is about acknowledging some phrases that are very common. Again, you can use them in your home. You can use them when you go to work tomorrow. You can use them, on the internet, however. So they're just common phrases of things we say all the time. Excuse me. And after you've said hello to somebody, very likely the next thing you're going to say to them is, how are you? How's it going? And again, there are different ways of saying that. I've chosen this way of saying it. That's, when when I'd meet up with Mary Cat on Bear Island, she'd say, Andi Eja Madzian, and I would answer, Nimino Madis. Or I would ask her, Andi Eja Madzian, and she'd say, Nimino Madis. So there's other ways of saying it, shorter ways, slang ways, and those sorts of things, and different pronunciations for this. Some people say Anish Eja Bamadzian. Up here, we would say Andi Eja Bamadzian, more likely. So I'm going to go over it. And while I'm going over it, if you could just kind of think a little bit about it and practice it, because then I'm going to come around and put you on the spot to use some of this, okay? So the question is, Andi Eja Bamadzian, how are you? And again, the most common answer you're going to get is, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm well. Nobody's going to dive into their problems usually when you pass them in the hall or on the road. That's for another time. So Andi Eja Bamadzian, how you doing? Nimino Madis. That's your most common answer, and you move on. But, if you want to be a little more descriptive as to, what's going on in your life, you might say some of these other ones, Nimin Wendam. And there's other ways of saying I am happy as well, Gitchinendam. So it's up to you how you want to say it. One way is saying Nimin Wendam, I am happy. If you're sad, Namana Dendam. If you're sick, Ndakus. So I could keep going on. I only picked 4 common answers to that. So now I'm going to go to, this time I'm going to start with Heidi. So I'm going to say to Heidi, Andi Eja Madzian. Heidi's going to answer me, and then she's going to ask Lindsay and Tina. Andi Eja Madzian.
Nimino Bamadis.
Miigwech. Kwejim. Yeah, Kwejim.
Tina and Lindsay, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Nimwendam.
Mm-hmm.
Nimwendam.
Nimin the Wyndham.
Yeah. Now, Tina or Lindsay, Kwejim. So one of you ask Taylor. Kwejim Taylor.
Jim Taylor, eh?
Yeah.
So Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Bamadzian. Yep.
Gitche Wyndham.
Mm-hmm. Taylor, Kwejim, Trevor.
Trevor. Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Nimino Mandes.
Yeah.
Nimino
Well said. Trevor, Kwejim, Amanda. So you're going to ask Amanda, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Andi Eja Bamadzi Amanda.
Namino Bamadis.
Uh-huh. Amanda, Kwejim, Jennifer.
Jennifer Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Nimino Bamadzian.
Yeah, that was well said. So Jen, Kwejim, Angel, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Kwe Angel, Andi Eji Bamadzian.
Mino Bumade.
So Angel, Kwejmishin. Kwejmishin means ask me. Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Patsy. Andy
Ehe.
Madzian.
Niminwendam. So I am happy. Miigwech. Very good. So we will move on from there. Unless there's any questions from anybody, you could let me know. I don't see any, so we'll move on. Some great little phrases that you can use tonight, starting tonight, tomorrow. You can use them at home. You can use them with your pets. You can use them with your partners. You can use them with your kids. And again, I just picked some common phrases that you can start with changing it instead of saying it in English. Write it out on a paper and try your best to remind yourself to say it in Anishinaabemowin and, put that paper around the house or whatever you need to do. So most commonly, do you want to eat? Do you want a drink? It's a nice day. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. So do you want to eat? Gui wi sinna. Gui wi sinna. All right, so you can practice that. Gui wi sinna. Do you want a drink? Gui miniquena. Gui miniquena. If it's a nice day, minogishkan. Every day is a nice day. Whether it's storming or not, it's still a nice day. We're all good, and it's a great word to use. Minogishkan. You pass somebody on the road. Stevie Masabe would say to me, minogishkan, when I see him. Now, what I like about yesterday, today, and tomorrow is they are simple words that you could answer in Anishinaabemowin. When are you going to town? Ginaga. So when are you going to town? I went Ginaga. You know what I mean? So I went yesterday. Or when are you going to town? Nungam. I'm going today. When are you going to town? Wabang. I'm going tomorrow. So now it doesn't have to be when are you going to town? It could be when are you working? When are you feeding the dog? When are you getting the dog food? It could be any word that we ask, but these are common answers that we often say. I went yesterday, I'm going today, or I'm going to do it tomorrow. So yesterday is Ginaga. Today is Nungum, and tomorrow is Wabang. So when I'm at work and I'm talking to the students, I'll ask them, and I'll just interject one of these words in place of the English word. So now when I ask them a question, I could say, where were you, Ginaga? So now they already know what Ginaga means. So now they're just going to answer me. So I'm wondering, where were they yesterday? Like if they weren't at school, where were you, Ginaga? So it's just a common word. I can interject it. Took a few turns and days of me saying what it is, and now I don't say what it is anymore, but they understand what I'm asking them. So, you can use those with your partners or whatever. So just with these phrases, I'm just going to go to each of you. Just out of those 6 phrases or 6 words, let's go and see. Just pick one and just say it, and we'll just go quickly through everybody. So we'll go back down to Angel. So Angel, just pick one of those. Gui wi sinna, gui miniquena, minogishkan, Ginaga, Nungum, and Wabang. So pick any one, and then we'll move on.
Gui Wisnena.
Yeah, great question to ask Tia. Okay, Jennifer?
Minogishgan.
Minogishkan. Amanda?
Wabang.
Yeah, Wabang. Okay, Miigwech, Trevor?
Gui Minekuna.
Gui miniquena. Do you want a drink? Can have different meanings for whatever night of the week it is. But yeah, Tui Minikwena. Very good. Okay, Taylor?
Wabang.
Wabang. Yeah, Wabang. Lindsay Tina.
Okay. Giwi Wisina.
Uh-huh.
Janako.
Uh-huh. Heidi.
Nungam.
Very good today. So what I'm going to ask you, and you don't have to say this out loud, is try and pick or try and consider one of those simple words or phrases that you will interject tonight or even tomorrow, and if you have pets and people love their pets so much, talk to them in Anishinaabemowin too. So, these can work with them too. Okay, so we'll move on. Some other great simple words are Gindaswinak, numbers. You can interject and replace your English word with Anishinaabemowin with even just going up to number 5. Okay, so 1 is Bejik, 2 is Nijin, 3 is Nissen, 4 is Niwin, 5 is Nanin. So what I do now, and I do it at home and I do it at work, is if somebody asks me something like, we get asked how many times did the phone ring, whatever these questions are, how many, you answer, instead of saying 3, you're going to say Nissen. How many hot dogs do you want? Nijin. How many times did the cat go in and out of the house? Nanin, 5 times. So you're doing these things anyways. You're answering these questions with numbers all the time. Interject these words in here. So we've got Bejik for 1, Nijin for 2, Nissen for 3, Niwin for 4, and Nanin for 5. So we're going to go through. Heidi, just call out a number and we'll go through everybody.
Nissen.
Okay, Lindsay and Tina.
Niwin.
Uh-huh.
Nanin.
Uh-huh. Taylor.
Bezik.
Miigwech. Trevor.
Niwin.
Miigwech. Amanda.
Nishan.
Miigwech. Jennifer.
Nanin.
Uh-huh. And Angel.
Niwin.
Miigwech. So those of you who have kids at school or at the daycare, because I'm also teaching at the daycare as well during the day, your kids are learning the numbers to 10, and they're not far off from picking those numbers up either. So you using them, wouldn't that be a cool connection for them to hear you using those numbers, counting even 1 to 5 or something with them? Very good. Okay, so let's roll on. Now, one thing I don't know when we meet people on here is, where you are in your learning. So I just like to add a bit of an extension, because sometimes there are people who are learning and my common simple phrases are already familiar to them. So I do like to include a little something that goes beyond some of what we kind of stick with, usually with it being a little on the simpler side. But so this is just taking it up a little bit for those of you who might want to try and extend it a little bit. So I'm just going to explain this little chart, and then we're going to wrap up with a game of Kahoot. So in a lot of the words that I shared tonight, especially the feelings, there's an N at the beginning of them, like Nimino Madis. So what I'm saying there is I am living well. I am feeling well. And I wanted to say where that comes from, where the I comes from in the word that I shared with you. And it's coming from these words here. And I called it who's who. So these following words are these 3 following first words, neen, geen, and ween, are all single people. Neen is I. If I'm saying who's coming to town with me, Neen, I could say Neen. If Heidi said, Patsy, are you coming to town? Or who's coming to town? I would say Neen, meaning I am. I am. So it's me, like it's I. Geen is you. Okay. Ween is he or she. All right. So when we're talking about asking questions and things, Neen is me, Geen is you, Ween is he or she. And then we extend it to more than one person. So more than me, more than you, and more than just he and she. So then we get into Neen with. So Neen with would be like John and I doing something, and we're telling Heidi about it. So we've done something, we've went to work, but so I'm saying Neen with, which is we, but I'm telling Heidi, now we're not saying she came to work with us, but I'm telling her we went to work, excluding her. That's Neen with. Geen with is we, but now I'm including that person I'm talking to. So if I went to work and John went to work and Heidi went to work and I'm talking to Heidi, I would say Geen with Mikumo Min. Okay, so I'm gonna include her that time. Or Geen with, my example here is Geen with Gigado Min. We are speaking, and that means Heidi's speaking and John and I are speaking. The Geen wa is when you're talking to a bunch of people about what they've done. You all ate. You all are going to Canada's Wonderland. You all fell asleep early. So you're talking to other people and a whole bunch of them, or two or three of them. And then we get to Weenwa. Weenwa is they. So now I'm talking to Heidi. So now I'm talking to somebody. Now, her and I did not do whatever we're talking about, but they did. Weenwa. Weenwa gigdowag. They spoke, or they are speaking. So I won't go much further into that, but that's where we get our people from. And when it's one person, two people, three people, and more, we add different prefixes to the words that we're talking about. All right. So I'll leave that there and probably come back to it next time. And if there's any questions or comments, we will move on if there's no comments or questions, and we'll play a game and have a door prize. All right. So how we usually like to end the evening is just a little review in game form. And most of you who've been on here with us before, you know, we like to play Kahoot. For those of you who do not know Kahoot, it's an online game. And if you have a device, a phone, you go to kahoot.it, and you just Google that or search it, and you're going to click on it, and it's going to ask you for a PIN number to play. And if you want to play, you punch in this number that Heidi has up here. So already I can see AJ has signed on, which I believe is probably, I'm guessing it's Amanda. No, it's Angel, I'm guessing. So anyways, if you want to play, get on, if you have a second device, you can play on a second device and punch in that code. Then it's gonna ask you for your nickname. So you might put in, you know, whatever you want to be called. It doesn't have to even be your name that you would normally use. So when we play Kahoot, we usually just play for fun. And I usually try to just include a review of some of the stuff we've talked about in the evening or over other sessions and that. But I think that's everybody, right, Heidi? Okay, Majta Minaja means let's get started now already, tonight's session. I'll read the question. Today is Wednesday. When was Tuesday? Was it Wabang, Nangum, Jinaga, or I don't know?
Ginagua.
No.
can hear you.
Oh, shit. Oops.
Okay, so Ginago is yesterday. Yeah, very good. Okay, let's move on. Taylor's in the lead. Julia, that's my daughter. Julia kept messaging you. Find the number below to see how many messages you got. So you really just have to pick the number below. Miigwech? Is it Nanin? Is it Ndakos? Is it Wabang? Which one of those are the number? Yeah. So Nanin is the number for 5. Miigwech. Ooh, Taylor out of the lead on that one. Ndodem. Ndodem means I am sick, Miigwech, my clan, or Nemegos Gizis. Ndodem. We just spoke very briefly about it, but yeah, it means my clan. Nemegos Gizis tells us what month or moon it is. What month is it? Is it whitefish moon, strawberry moon, flower moon, or trout moon? It's trout moon. Nemegos Gizis Nungum. The community came together on September 30th on Makomanising for Orange Shirt Day. What is Makomanising? Is it Patsy's last name? Is it Bear Island? Is it the school? Is it Temagami? Yes, it's Bear Island. Makomanising. Taylor, you made it back up to the top. Neen, geen, ween are important words. What do these 3 words mean? Do they mean I, he, she? You, me, he? I, you, he, she? Or me, me, me? Yeah, it's I, you, and he, she. Miigwech. Mikamo means he or she works. What does ndo mikamo mean? Ndo mikamo, I work, you work, go to work, I work at McDonald's. It means I work. Ndo mikamo, Laura Mackenzie Learning Center. I work at the Laura Mackenzie Learning Center. Minogishkan is a great everyday phrase. What does it mean? I love you. I hate you. Let's drink. It is a nice day. It is a nice day. This means you can choose more than one answer as correct. A great way to use numbers is in everyday situations. So how many hot dogs do you want? Bejik, Nijin, Nissen, Niwin. Means you can pick any answer, really. That's what this type of question is. Multi-select. They're all right. They're all right. But that was just to show an example of how you might incorporate a common question using Anishinaabemowin numbers. Our homelands are called Temagami, Bear Island, Dakimanan. I don't know. Very good. Okay, so our podium winners are AJ, 7-7. Oh, Taylor. And our fast fingers is Jennifer. Way to go, Jen. Miigwech. Very good. Are there any questions or anything before we wrap up? And Heidi's going to do a draw for a $50 gift card. And if you don't live near me on Makomanising, I can put it in the mail for you. But while she's doing that, did anybody have anything they wanted to say? Any feedback is good too, like if it was helpful or interesting or anything, that helps me to know if I'm kind of on the right track with people and where they are with their learning. Very good. I got a thumbs up over there. Lindsay, Nishin, and Nistotan.
I appreciated that chart, Patsy.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. It explains things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, well, let's do our end of evening draw. So this is a circle of names or wheel of names, and she's going to spin it, and whoever it lands on, if you give me your mailing address, I will send out a $50, I believe I have Amazon gift cards on me. So let's give it a spin and see who's getting this card. Tina, very good. So Tina, if you want to message me like you have, send me your mailing address and I can put that in the mail for you, okay? Very good. You might think I forget to send it, but I won't forget to send it. Our mail is slow here.
Okay. Make a neck.
Okay, very good. Yeah, that's how slow it is. Okay, miigwech gibajayik. That means thank you all for coming. Gawabmin minawach means I will see you again. Hopefully in 2 weeks, actually, we're doing another Zoom, but it's also an in-person dinner for those that can make it. We're doing Zoom and in person. So we'll see you there, hopefully. Gawabmin minawach. See you again.
Guamin Minwatch Patsy and Heidi.
Pamapi.
Minawach.
Heidi, thank you for your help. Miigwech giwik dokwishin.